Welcome on back, guys, to some more Diablo 4. Alright, so we've pumped a couple levels since I saw you guys last time, and I have respec my character as well. So this is our new look. I think it's pretty fantastic, if I do say so myself. But let's take a look at what we're going to be going with as far as our skill tree goes. Alright, so I respect into puncture. Some of this, I'm trying to remember if I did some of this earlier on instead of doing it all at once. I can't remember, honestly. I've been back and forth with Diablo and Zelda, and it's kind of hard to remember stuff sometimes. But anyways, so my basic skill is going to be puncture. And then I've got two core skills. So we've got barrage, and then we've got penetrating shot. Currently, I'm getting a point in barrage from an item contribution, so that is fantastic. 1 point into shadow step, just so we get that unstoppable. So if we get stuck by an enemy freezing us or any of that stuff, we can just quickly shift out of that. Maxed out my caltrops. So this is maxed, and we're going with the cold damage caltrops. You guys will notice something is absent here. There is nothing in my trap skills, or subterfuge skills, excuse me. Instead, I went cold damage, and then, cold imbuement, and then I went down here to 20% to crowd-controlled enemies, and then cold imbue skills do vulnerable damage, and then chilled weight and frigid finesse. So chilled enemies we do more damage to, and chilled enemies also move slower. And then that is basically where our points have all been allocated. So my thought with the build is basically, instead of kind of splitting it between the poison and a little bit of cold, let's just go all cold. I think it'll be good. Shadow Step is also imbuable. So eventually I'll probably put some more points into that. Maybe go back up here and do the cooldown reduction on it. Definitely want to max out both of these as well. But yeah, that's what we're looking like right now. As far as gear goes, so this is what I've got for armor. Some of this stuff I went through and re-rolled at the occultist just to see if I could get some of the I think they're called affinities. If I could get some of the affinities to change. So when I say affinities, what I mean is the plus 10 maximum energy, plus 7.2 healing received, things like that. So I tried to get fairly high rerolls on all of this stuff. And then I also tried to reroll into things that benefit us more. Like the plus 11 willpower. I don't really know if that really does much for us, so I might reroll that one later as well. And this is where we're getting our rank of barrage from. And then here we've got legendary pants. So the legendary stuff, I basically made these pants, made the bow, right? No, I didn't make a legendary bow. I made pants, and then my jewelry is all legendary, right? So basically I found a pair of pants that had a bunch of stats on it that I thought were good, and then imprinted one of the aspects that we got from doing one of the dungeons. And then it had a couple of gem sockets on it, so I socketed in some gems. Boots. I found another pair of boots that had upgraded armor that had +1 to the max evade charge. And then also it had, I think I might have re-rolled this to get the energy reduction cost. And then we've got crossbow. I really would prefer a bow because they shoot faster, but this one ended up being quite a bit of an upgrade. And again, I can't remember if this one's been shown in videos before or not. Some of this stuff I was kind of upgrading and then like, oh crap, I gotta go get some more gold, or I gotta go get some more of this or that to continue upgrading. So I went and did some stuff and then ended up leveling up through that process. And then this one had 1 gem slot, so we added basic skill damage to it. Now I've got an empty socket on this one, not sure what I want to put here. But we've got plus damage to chilled enemies, plus damage to vulnerable. And then this one, no socket, but plus to core skill, plus to vulnerable. And then our legendary rings, or our legendary jewelry, excuse me. So penetrating shot. This one, it's okay. It basically just kind of shoots 2 arrows out to the side, like perpendicular, which I thought it would be like kind of 2 arrows off to the side going in the same direction, but it's not. So I'll show you guys that if you haven't seen it already. But then plus 3.9 damage over time. So I believe the chilled stat is a damage over time stat. And then plus 5.2 cold damage. Overpower damage, I don't really think that does much for me, but once an item is legendary, it costs a crap ton of money to re-roll it, so I should have done that before I made the ring. Actually, this ring I think I might have found. Yeah, I think I found that ring. And then this one has poison resistance in case I ever run into a Shava. Still looking for her. Plus the cold damage. Plus 10 life regeneration. It's got poison damage on it, which I thought was good, but now we don't do poison damage anymore, so that's basically useless. But again, to re-roll a legendary ring, it costs way too much money currently. I'm only, level 29, so yeah, I mean, the amount of gold it costs and the resources, I just don't want to spend it. And then this one is damaging an elite with a basic skill grants energy. So that helps us keep our resource pool up. And then this amulet, I believe this amulet we made. So basically all of our trap skills, which call traps count as a trap skill, we move faster. And then we've got cooldown reduction, more to armor, and then energy cost reduction. So yeah, that is our build at the moment. So I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at. I may want to go and raise things up to world tier 2. I'm not sure yet. I've done a couple of just really quick runs to like sellers and stuff, and I feel like I'm shredding people, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. Real quick though, guys, if you want to go over here to the occultist, so I'll kind of show you a real high level overview of how to do the things that I've done. So basically, if you have an aspect that you would like, either through finding it in one of the dungeons and getting it in your Codex of Power, or if you've got it on an item and you dismantle that item to get the aspect, just go... Sorry, Zelda brain. So you just go here and you would pick, whatever. Say I want to put something on my gloves. So you pick that, then Codex of Power. I don't think I don't have anything in my inventory, but if you were to find a piece of equipment and then dismantle it or extract the aspect from it, it'd appear here. So we'll go Codex of Power. No, we won't. Then here's the ones so this is something I didn't necessarily know till I started messing with it. So you see up there where it says allowed item types. Some aspects, or basically all aspects, can only go on certain item types. So that's something to keep in mind, and it doesn't really tell you. So I'm not really sure how one would figure that out. Like, I think this one is like a weapon icon. But then we've got this. This is like, to me, it looks like a trap icon. But that's something to keep in mind, is not every aspect you have can be equipped on any piece of armor, jewelry, weapons, things like that. So, and then it'll give you a preview of it here just to show you what it is before you commit and actually imprint the aspect on the item. And then extract aspect. So here's where you would go. So say I'm like, oh man, I found this ring. It's awesome. But I have a better ring, but I do like the aspect. So you'd load that guy up, and then it just gives you the aspect. And if I went and hit extract, it would then place it over in my inventory in the aspect slot. Let's see. And then here's where you go to re-roll an item. So let's just say, for instance, on this, let's see. All right, we can just do this one. We'll re-roll this one. All right, so maximum life's good. Strength is probably good, but willpower, I don't really think does me too much good, because I think that goes towards overpower. So we're going to say that's the affix that we want to. It's very confusing because you've got affixes and aspects. Very confusing, at least to me. Maybe you guys are smarter than I am. All right, so we're going to re-roll that. So it just says enchant, and it's going to cost us 13,000 and change in gold. And then it's going to also cost us a veiled crystal. Which these veiled crystals, you get these when you salvage, I believe it's magic items. But I basically have been salvaging anything that is a rare item, and then anything that has sockets on it, and then anything that's a jewelry item. I used a ton of these when I was doing all my changing in here, so you can get quite a bit just by salvaging. All right, and it gives you one more chance to not go through with it, but we're going to do it. All right, and this is what we get. So we could do more willpower. Yay. This one here, control impaired duration reduction. I mean, I don't really care about that either. So we'll just say no change. That was a terrible roll. Because control impaired duration reduction basically just means when we're crowd controlled, we have a shorter duration. So yeah, that was just kind of that was a poopy roll. We'll try one more time just for fun. Wait a minute. This item already has an enchanted affix and can be replaced by another random one. What did I do? Did I do something? This was the first time I had the This was the first time I had a really bad roll where I didn't want anything. I might have done something wrong. But anyways, it usually will have a roll that's, better than what you have. So that's how you do that. But just to show you the cost difference. So one thing that I found out is after an item is legendary, it costs way more money to do this. So right now, this is just rare chest armor. Costs us 1 veiled crystal, and what was it? It was like 13,000 in gold or something like that. Let's do that to a legendary item. Can I do that here, or do I have to do that at the jeweler? Nope, we can do it. Okay. So you just pick whichever one you want. And so it takes one of these veiled crystals, one of these fiend roses, which I don't even have them. It says found during the Helltide. So I haven't even seen a Helltide yet. I don't even know. Maybe you have to beat the game first. I'm not sure. And then it costs 27,000 in gold. So double the gold. So it's definitely makes more sense if you have a piece of gear that you know you're going to want to turn into a legendary by imprinting an aspect on it. Go ahead and re-roll that gear till you get the stats you like on it, and then imprint it, because it's going to be a lot cheaper in the long run for you. So one other thing real quick. So I don't know if this is obvious to you guys, but it maybe wasn't to me. Whoa, we got a little bit of lag going on. Come on. So here at the jeweler, so if you want to upgrade your jewelry, you have to do it here. So if you try to go to the blacksmith to upgrade your jewelry, you can't. Took me a little bit to figure it out, and then the light bulb went off. And then also,
Father bless. What do you need?
So upgrading items. Oh man, I've got Zelda. I played a bunch of Zelda today. First Nintendo and their button layout. All right, so if we're going to upgrade something, well, again, upgrade it before you make it legendary. Because it costs a lot more resources to do it. But also, I've been upgrading everything just basically to the 2 out of 3 slots. Because the next upgrade, if you go just upgrade 1 and upgrade 2, it only costs the leather and the rawhide and then gold. But once you get up to this third upgrade, it starts costing veiled crystals. And I just was using those more for doing stuff at the occultist. So just a little tip on that one. No, not necessarily a tip, but if you're running low on resources, just upgrade it to level 2. And then just do a level 3 maybe when you've got a bunch more of the veiled crystals. But by then you'll probably have found a different piece of gear possibly. So I like all the gear that I've got, so that's one of the reasons why I went through and upgraded everything. Now the weapons, you'll notice I just went ahead and took those all up to 3, to upgrade 3, just because of the extra damage that you get off of them. But all of the armor I did not. And then once you do an item, once you make an item legendary, you can upgrade it 4 times. So I could actually do 2 more upgrades on this pair of pants if I wanted to. But yeah, well, that is about that. So yeah, just going to be just a short little video, just kind of going over, what the new character looks like, what we kind of respec into. So we're going kind of a cold rogue, and we're going to be focusing mainly on using our caltrops to slow our enemies, and then also we've got our cold imbuement, so we'll be using that along with our 2 core skills to just rain arrows down on them with cold on them, and it'll start proccing the the vulnerable, and then hopefully we'll be able to just do massive damage. Or it could all be just a colossal mistake, and this could be just a terrible character, but we'll find out. Like I said, I've done a couple sellers, and I feel like it works pretty good, but sellers aren't super challenging. So I appreciate you guys sticking around and listening to me ramble on about the character. In the next one, we're going to continue on with another story mission. So we've got a couple that we're going to go ahead and try and tackle here. Where are we at? We want to go down. We want to go down south somewhere. Yeah, this one. I'm still waiting to find a Shava. I might have to look up how that works. I've looked up enough other stuff. Just figuring out the timing of the world bosses I don't think will be too bad. But we've got this one. And then, oh yeah, we got this too. Stronghold. It says level 31 for that though. Maybe we'll do some more leveling and then we'll go and do that. So, but anyway, guys, appreciate you sticking around. Hope you enjoyed the content. Hope you enjoyed the little short format of this one, kind of going over some of the menu stuff and how to upgrade your character, how to respec. Oh, one thing too on the respec I wanted to show you guys. You can go ahead and just, when you get in here, there's a refund all. So if you just refund all, it'll just do everything for you. So it'll tell you, if I just go ahead and hit X, so it tells me it's going to cost 5,700 gold to refund all my skill points, and then I start from scratch. So you can do it that way, or you can do it skill point by skill point if you want to do that too. So, but I ended up just refunding all because it was a lot faster. So, all right, guys. Take care. Have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you next time for some more Diablo 4. Have a great rest of your day.